Good morning, Natalie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Good. That's a great song. Love that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's the first time I've heard it on the radio, so that's awesome. Thank you for playing.
Sure, I'm glad we could do that for you. Looking through your website and reading your bio and watching your videos and all that kind of stuff, whoever writes the bio, man, they have good stuff to say about you. Let's see, dynamic, energetic, ball of energy, all of the above and a lot more. So we're really looking forward to the show. What's it like to live up to all of that?
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know what? We absolutely love what we do and are thankful that we get to play music every day. But when we're on stage and when we're playing for a crowd, whether it's a new crowd or some people that we've been in front of many times before, we just want to make sure that everybody's having a good time. So
yeah. Well,
it's usually a pretty much tornado of fiddle strings and blonde hair.
Yeah, you're an accomplished fiddle player, and accomplished is putting it lightly. And a heck of it. The first thing I heard about you is, man, she's a great fiddle player, and then you sang, and I'm like, well, she's not a bad singer either, obviously.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, thank you. Whoever's been talking, that's nice of them to say. I mean, that fiddle was what started me out in music. I started playing violin when I was 4, and I just kind of grew up playing fiddle and singing, and pretty much just anytime I could get people to listen to me, if I could be on a stage and have an audience, I was a happy camper. Yeah,
I know that you started young. Was it Opryland where you were playing? Am I right there?
You are, yeah.
Okay.
I started performing professionally at the Opryland theme park in a kids show they had out there called the Opryland Kids Club when I was 10. And that's kind of what got me on stage consistently. Every day I was up there on stage, and so I did that for 4 years. And when I was 14, I was too old for the show, so I had to move on to something else. But that was such an amazing experience, growing up outside of Nashville and getting to be submerged in the middle of all of the country music, right there next to the Opry House, and just amazing.
Right. So you made your debut on the Grand Ole Opry, I understand, at age 12?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I think I knew at the time. I remember telling myself, you probably don't understand how big the deal this is because you're 12.
Right.
And I mean, and before I got there, I didn't know about the circle when I was that age, and so they took me out before I went and performed and explained what the circle was and how, it was at the Ryman, and every country artist that's ever performed on the Grand Ole Opry has stood in this circle. And, I'm getting chills thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so surreal to stand there, and it is absolutely a different feeling when you step into that circle. It's just like, you feel that energy of every artist that has paved the way and made country music what it is today has stood there.
Yeah.
So I try to soak up all the mojo I can. And we got to make the debut with the band last year in May, and that was, equally as amazing because when I was a kid, I mean, it was incredible, but I played a Mary Chapin Carpenter song. It wasn't like I was playing my own music at that time.
Right.
And then with the band, we got to play our songs, and it was something I got to share with my guys, and they've heard me talk about for so long.
Right.
So.
I'm a huge Mary Chapin Carpenter fan. I'm just curious which song you played.
It was Down at the Twist and Shout.
Oh, okay. That one would fit you, I would say.
And that one, I would always, that was actually one of the songs that I would play in the Kids Club show, and I had my little fiddle solo in the middle, and,
right.
It was my song for years.
Yeah, very good. You played the White House. That's kind of a big deal. You played the Oprah Winfrey Show. Apparently, you just need a really big stage everywhere you go.
Well, you got to find a way. It's just got to be big enough for the hair. So
yeah, you do have impressive hair. I got to say that. Yeah. How do you get in?
Thank you.
Sure.
It's just more wild and crazy than anything. But
how do you get invited to play at the White House?
I remember it was so funny. I had just kind of started my college touring at the time, and I remember receiving an email from my agent. I had just opened for Josh Grayson, and it was this big show, and I was so excited. And I got in the Suburban. We weren't even in a van at that point, but I got in the Suburban, and I was checking my email, and it said, hey, I have this opportunity. It's a pro bono gig, so, you'll have to pay your own way, but you'd be the first female to sing either the national anthem or God Bless America at the White House Press Correspondence Center. And I mean, it was 1 a.m. or something. We were just driving on to the next city, and I emailed back immediately. I was like, this is no question whatsoever. I would be honored to do it. And so then I got to go do that, which is insane.
That is very cool.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
In that room, that Press Correspondence Center is so crazy. I remember standing up, and I sang God Bless America, and in the front row, Larry David and Larry King were sitting next to each other. Mm-hmm. And that right there, my mind was just blown. I was like, who are these people? This is crazy that I'm in this room.
That's pretty cool. Well, congratulations. If you can play the White House, if you can play the White House, you can play National Tom Sawyer Days in Hannibal, I suppose.
Well, thank you. I would like to think that prepared me well for what is to come there in Hannibal. So
now this month, speaking of the song we just played, Miss You the Most, there's a campaign with people.com. Explain what that's all about, if you could.
Yes, so this is a song that I wrote after, we do a lot of overseas trips. It's funny because normally during the 4th of July time, this week, we're usually somewhere either in the Middle East or Asia or somewhere for the military.
Right.
And we're going to do that in November this year, and that meant that we got to be home for 4th of July, which is so exciting. Mm-hmm. And I wrote this song after I got back from one of those overseas trips. It was actually inspired from a show in Djibouti, Africa, and this sailor was telling me about his wife at home and how they got married right before he was deployed.
Right.
And so he'd already been gone for over a year and didn't have any clue when he was going to get to go back home. And the way that he spoke about his wife was so powerful, and his words really stayed with me. And he kept saying, I just wish that I could make her understand how much I miss her and how much her love from home and little notes and letters and things get me through every day,
right,
and how much I miss her. And he talked about missing those big events that you go through that first year of marriage and how difficult that was.
Right.
Now, that is a story that there's a lot of specifics in it, but we hear that story over and over and over again from these men and women, and it's just one of the small sacrifices is the being away from the family that they're proud of, but it's tough,
Mm-hmm.
And so I wrote this song. That's where it was inspired from, and just from that perspective of the ones that are overseas or gone or away from home and away from their families. And we partnered up. It's so amazing that people.com they are actually they have an exclusive to our acoustic video that we did for the song, a new one that we have, and then we're releasing the song for the 4th of July. And all of the proceeds for anyone that downloads the song, all of the proceeds are going to go to the Boot Campaign, which is this incredible organization that helps not only veterans but currently serving members, because there's such a wide range of difficulties and challenges with our military and what they face, whether it's physical or emotional or even just trying to find your way back into real life after being in the military for so long and utilizing your skills and what you learned there to translate into the workforce here.
Right.
And so the Boot Campaign really they partner with other organizations, and they really cater to whatever the specific needs of that sailor or Marine or airman or or soldier is going through. So I'm really excited to be able to do something to partner, because you never feel like you can do enough to say thank you.
Right. Very good. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on being a part of that. Again, that's going to be at people.com, and it's going to be up very soon. We know that. Yes,
it is.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, I think we could probably talk all day. I probably have to do a couple of other things, but we we look forward to seeing you and your big hair and the band Friday night at National Tom Sawyer Days, opening for Jon Pardi, and it's going to be a great show. I know it is, and we appreciate you spending some time with us, and we'll meet you Friday night. All right.
Absolutely. Sounds great. We always have a good time with Jon Pardi. It's definitely a party with Mr. Pardi. And we look forward to seeing you guys.
I do want to point out before we go, too, that you're on Facebook, probably Twitter, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of it.
How can people follow you? I suppose on Facebook you're
It's all at Natalie Stovall. And if you find me, then you can find all the boys.
Okay.
So
At Natalie Stovall. There you go.